All right, look her over real quick. I don't believe this is secondary. No, I used to have a secondary build Scharnhorst, but I did away with that. I don't mind driving this thing into secondary range, but I didn't want to build for it. Chaser, I don't think I could, right? I'm willing to bet you I couldn't. There are certain sounds in Russian and German in particular, the most Slavic languages, that like Polish is the worst for this, right? Western mouths don't want to bend that way to make those sounds, right? I had Evan in here one night mocking me because of how I was saying bliskavica, right? But that L with the double slash marks through it in Polish is almost like a W, so it's more like bliskavica, right? Like you kind of blend the B and the W together, like blis. I won't pretend I can do it right. It's funky. All right, Scharnhorst. This is for Death Jester. Death Jester wanted this one. But yeah, I love learning other languages. I love learning little phrases, right? I've gotten to where, you know, I can deal with hello, please, and thank you in, you know, Russian and Italian and French and Spanish and German and that kind of thing. All right, we're middle tier. That's fine. Some cruisers to shoot at. Works. Planes. Bad. Feels bad. Planes are bad. Look on Turpit, sign up Dunkirk. Dunkirk, Fuso. Okay, the Dunkirk, the Fuso, and the sign up. The North Carolina, the Turpits can be a problem. Bluche. I thought, see, with the C in there, I thought the CH in German was like a, like when you see München, right? It's that in the back of your throat, right? The C at the end is Buiskavica? Buiskavica? Yeah. I'll never get it right.
But I bet the benefits are nice. I go where I please, and I please where I go.
Vladeshi. Well, I can honestly say I don't know how to say that in 7 different languages. But it's one of the things that I've learned in my travels. Right? I've spent a lot of time traversing Europe. Europe is very easy for an American in the modern world. If you're speaking to someone under the age of about 40, odds are they have, at a minimum, rudimentary English skills. Chances are really high their English skills are quite good. But at a minimum, they probably have, you know, the basics. Okay, you can probably get by. The older they are, especially in Central and Eastern Europe, the dicier it gets, right? If you're talking to somebody who looks like they're in their 60s or 70s, they probably don't have great English skills. And that's just because they haven't, if they've learned English, it's probably been in the last 20 years. It's not a bad thing. It just is so, right? At the same time, most people, when you're traveling, react well if you at least attempt to converse with them in their own language. You are a guest in their country, after all. So it's a little unreasonable. There's a really bad stereotype about Americans, right? When we travel overseas, that, you know, we just talk, we scream in English louder, and that's supposed to make them understand us, which of course is hilariously is a stereotype because it's true, but of course doesn't actually accomplish anything. But if you take 15 minutes on Google Translate, right, before you travel or while you travel, to try and learn how to speak, to say just basic phrases, even just literally please and thank you and where's the nearest bathroom or where's the hotel or whatever, people appreciate the effort. And even if they don't speak English, they'll make an effort to converse back with you if you've made an effort to converse with them in their language. That's my experience anyway. That's also true, Maxed Out. Most native English speakers, their grammar is terrible and they don't really understand the language, period. They weren't taught it as formally as many others were. Swap to the HE. I mean, the one that kills me, right? You hear this all the time when native English speakers say they're going to axe you something. I'm like, are you going to murder me? What exactly does that mean? You're going to axe me? You're going to axe me. Axe is not necessarily a verb. No, Donner, exactly. That's exactly right. They'll have a good laugh, right? They'll smile and giggle at you, right? But they will also generally be very, very cool about it because you're making an effort, right? You're making an attempt. This Turpitz does not know where his rudder is. Absolutely knows where his W key is. I give him that much, but he has no idea where his rudder is. All right, let's go out behind this island. I don't want to be out here in front. No, that's reasonable, Nolo. That's reasonable. When I worked an Exxon job about 10, 12 years ago, we worked. This was it was a very multinational job. The job itself was in the Russian Far East, so we had a non-zero number of native Russian speakers on the project. Oh, double fire. That's going to feel nice. And then quite a few of the client people were from South America. We had a lot of Colombians and a few Venezuelans in the office because this was 2009, and they had been forced to flee their country because Chavez had, or at least in the case of Venezuela, Chavez had literally, nationalized PDVSA and run everybody off. So Exxon had to evacuate their personnel from the country, and they brought them all stateside and got them jobs. And they had particular accents, of course, trying to speak English. But you're right, their grammar was fabulous. In written communications, those people were way more legible than the average native English speaker that I dealt with on that job. 100% fact that you would just, if you got an email from one of those Venezuelan ladies that worked for the client, that it was written properly, formatted correctly, and read like a professional piece of communication. And then you get something from one of the, the American engineers, and it would look like they had skipped the day they taught grammar in grammar school, right? It was like, what in the hell am I reading?
I'm gonna kill you old style.
Let's push up. We have a 2-ship lead, a cap lead. I feel like being brave. Do I take a pot shot at the Alger? He can probably dodge these at this range. Let's try it anyway. He pulled the brake? Yeah, he pulled the brake and turned in. That's fine. Oh, look who I found, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Only 5 of them shooting at me? Y'all can do better than that. Y'all can do better than that.
You want fries with that?
Think I can torpedo the American destroyer? Let's find out.
Damn. Desert road, no gas, and no chicks.
This guy is terrified of me. Look at this. Look at this. He won't go near me.
Much better.
What kind of a destroyer won't charge a battleship? What in the hell am I watching? I think I detonated him with secondaries even. I'd have to go back and watch the clip, but I think I detonated him with secondaries. Somebody clip that. Oh my god, that's hilarious. A secondary detonation. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, that is priceless. Oh, wait a minute. I got a squishy cruiser to shoot at. Let's do that. Hold on. You still reversing, sir? You are still reversing. Ugh. Those all went just a little high.
Let God sort him out.
Let's go brawl with the sign up. I got nothing better to do. Let's do it. This opposing team is terrible. Look at their battleships. Their battleships are like, fight. We're not doing that. Screw you guys. And we won. Wow. Wow. Yes, Scharn barrels have always been triple 283s. Remember, Scharnhorst is the quote-unquote historically accurate version of the ship, right? Scharnhorst is what Scharnhorst and Gneisenau were actually built as. The Gneisenau we have in the game is what they were meant to be, right? Eventually, the Kriegsmarine had intended to replace the 283s with the 381s. The double-barreled 381 turrets. But the Gneisenau we have in-game never actually carried that configuration. Ooh. Well, that game was not what I was expecting. All right, guys, here's what we're going to do. While I gather up a couple screen caps, I'm going to push the 60-second countdown timer button. That's going to be your last chance to make sure you get it.